kitchen. Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today I thought it'd be fun to show you one of my favorite Christmas treats, and since I have sick kids at home, why not stay home and like make some candy? So today we're gonna make caramels. Homemade caramels are the best. If you've never had them, you should try them. Candy can be a little bit tricky when it comes to making things like candy. The weather can have an effect on things. It's supposed to snow this evening, so hopefully it doesn't affect what we're doing today. So I've never had a problem with caramels, so this is a pretty easy one for me to start with, at least. So let me show you what you need to make caramels. All right, to make caramels, you are going to need some brown sugar. We're gonna need 2 1/4 cups of brown sugar. You're gonna need some butter. We need a cup of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter here. And then you're gonna need a little bit extra butter to butter your pan with. Caro syrup or corn syrup. Doesn't have to be the Caro brand. And then some sweetened condensed milk. 1 can. It's a 14-ounce can, just so you know. You're gonna need a candy thermometer. You're a 9x13 pan, which we're gonna butter here in a second. And then you're gonna need a heavy pan to cook the caramel in. And also today, I thought it'd be fun to add a little bit of crushed peppermint on top. Make it a little bit of Christmassy. So let's get to it. Okay, having never filmed anything and being by myself, this could be a little bit tricky. My camera setup's not the best. So we're gonna take our extra butter and we are gonna butter this pan. And I'm gonna see if I can set up the camera so you can see me doing that. All right, I kind of have to get it really low so you can see. I really have to think about my camera setup here. Anyway, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the extra thing of butter here, and I just leave it partially wrapped so I have something to hold on to. And then you just kind of rub it on the pan, back and forth. You want to make sure you get all the spots because you don't want the caramel sticking to the pan. So just rub it on there. Make sure you get all the corners. You want to get the edges. You just don't want your caramel sticking to your pan. So just keep rubbing it on there. Okay, I think I pretty much got it, so I'll be good. All right, we'll just set that aside. Okay, so now we don't need this pan for a while, so we'll just set that to the side. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the ingredients to the pan and then get that cooking. So I'll be right back. Okay, all right, so I was just gonna have to show you, there's a pan that's on my counter, and we'll just add the ingredients. So we're gonna start with the butter. And you just put the 2 cubes of butter, 1 cup, depending on how you get your butter. We get it in cubes here. So we're gonna take your butter and put it in your pan. And then we'll add the rest. Okay, the next is 2 1/4 cups of brown sugar. So, got my brown sugar here. I might have to pull out a spoon. Don't worry, my hands are clean. There's 1 cup. Gotta grab a spoon. think we've almost got it. 2 cups. Dump it in the pan, and we'll get a 1/4 cup. This cup is small, it should be a lot easier. Okay, got my 1/4 cup. Put that in the pan. Then we're gonna get ourselves a cup of Caro or light or corn syrup. And we'll just pour that in there until we get a cup. It's always a good idea to actually set this on your counter and look, but I wanted you to see it. Okay. So, pour in our cup. Get our handy dandy spatula and scrape it out. I should have said at the beginning of this, I am no professional chef. I just love to bake and stuff and do that in my kitchen every once in a while for my family, and so over the years I've learned a few tricks. Alright, scrape that out. Make sure we get all we need. Alright. And then we're going to add a can of sweetened condensed milk. Use the same spatula I used before because they all get mixed together in the end anyway. Poor Cam. I like to use my spatula to help it come out a little bit faster. All right, so we're gonna take our pan full of the goodies and we're gonna put it on the oven on medium, and we are going to let it melt all together and then bring it to a boil. All right, we've got the butter almost all the way melted here. See, there's a few little pieces, and now we're just gonna wait for it to come to a boil. And when it's at a boil, then we are going to watch it and let it just keep boiling and watch it until it gets to 248 degrees on our candy thermometer. So when you put your candy thermometer in, make sure it's not touching the bottom of the pan, because that will then make it take the temperature of the bottom of the pan and not the candy. So I don't know if you can see, mine's not touching the candy yet. I'm just waiting for it to bring a boil, and then I will put it on. So. Okay, so you can't see it very well on camera, but it burned and there's little burnt pieces in there. So we're gonna start all over again and try this again. I think I had my heat up a little bit too high and didn't stir very well to keep it from burning on the bottom. So, all right, well, we'll start all over again. All right, I just want to show you guys, you can eat this. It's perfectly fine and edible, even though it's been burnt. It just doesn't taste quite the same, but it's still good. So, I don't know. I'll have to figure out what we're gonna do with this. Anyway, all right, back to making the next batch. All right, it's been an hour. I've been stirring for an hour. It's lovely and gorgeous. We are going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. I might add a little bit of salt because it helps cut back on the sweetness. And then we will pour it into our buttered pan we've got right there. All right, so I've got my vanilla. I use this awesome Mexican vanilla. I buy it at Walmart, and I guess Sam's Club has it now. It's really good. So I will put a teaspoon of vanilla in. I just used the cap. And then we'll stir it up. A bit of salt. helps take away some of that sweetness. All right, now we are going to pour it into the pan. One thing to remember when you are stirring it and making it is to not scrape the sides. Just stir it, don't scrape the sides, and also when you're pouring it into the pan, don't scrape the sides. So, move the spoon. All right, be very careful as you do this. Hot sugar can burn really, really bad, so. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. You can't. I'm just pouring off the camera, apparently. Let's see if I can change my camera angle. Hang on. Go back a little bit that way. Now maybe we can see. Alright, that's a little better. Just pouring it in. And again, be careful. Hot sugar can really, really burn. Alright. So, I kind of like to slide it around in the pan so that it gets kind of situated there. We're gonna let this cool down, and when it's all the way cool, then we'll cut it up and wrap it in wrappers, and they make great gifts. So, oh wait, I forgot to put peppermint on. So, I think what I'm gonna do is wait 10 minutes, let it kind of harden up a little bit more, and then sprinkle some peppermint, and I'm only gonna do it on half. So, all right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, while we're waiting for those to cool down, I wanted to show you this. So the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints has this Light the World campaign every December. And so they have these calendars that you can print off that each day of the month has a different thing for a way you can light the world and be more Christ-like. So today's says, find a picture of a special Christmas memory shared with a friend or family member. Share it with your loved one along with a message about why they're important to you. I should get in the frame. Anyway, so I don't have a picture of this memory, but one of my favorite memories is from Christmas Eve when I was a teenager. We have this tradition in my family, my parents and siblings, that Christmas Eve we would reenact the Nativity, and we would read from Luke chapter 2, and every one of my siblings would play a part. And there were 9 of us, so we had plenty of people to fill the parts. But one year my grandma and my aunt were there, and my grandma played the angel, and she, from memory, spoke the angel, it says in Luke 2, the angel said to the shepherds, and that is one of my favorite memories. I love it, and my grandma wasn't with us too much longer after that, so favorite memory, I love it. What's your favorite Christmas memory? Do you have something that brings, let's share it. If you got a picture, share it with your family or with a loved one who maybe is in that memory. If you want, I will put a link to this calendar, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over with my Christmas vlogs that I'm doing, to go over what it talks about, and if it's something that I can talk about on camera, we'll do that, and if not, then we'll just take care of it another way. So I hope that that's something that you think about and doing, because I know our world right now could use a little bit more light. There's a lot of sadness and a lot of hate and anger going around in this world, and I think we could all just use a little bit more light. All right, so it's been sitting for a little bit. I think we're gonna try and put some peppermint on top of it. I'm just gonna do it on half, and I'll show you the result after I'm done. The camera angles are weird. So I got the peppermint. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit. I don't want to go too overboard here. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so I just sprinkled a little bit on top of it like this. Oh, sorry. And hopefully it will sink down a little bit because it's not all the way set up. So we're gonna let this sit for an hour or two, and then we will cut it. That might not happen today. So if it happens today, I'll get it in the video. If not, it will be in tomorrow's video, the cutting and the wrapping. So I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial. I know it's pretty rough, being my first one. So thanks for sticking around for it. And I hope you go out and have fun storming that castle.